Hey everyone, welcome to today's video where we're diving into the best heroes in Marvel Rivals. Now, if you're new to the game or just looking for the top tier heroes to take your gameplay to the next level, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll break down the best heroes of Season 1, and we'll keep updating the list as the game evolves and balance changes roll in. But hey, before we get into it, remember that while this list is here to help, the most important thing is to play with heroes that fit your personal style and strengths. After all, it's all about having fun and finding what works best for you. Alright, with that said, let's jump into the rankings. We've got some serious heavy hitters in this tier list, and we'll be covering all the important details about each one. Whether you're a fan of strategic team play or you love to go in all guns blazing, we've got heroes that will suit every kind of playstyle. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's take a closer look at the heroes that are making waves in Marvel Rivals. I'm quickly moving on to the video and I'm ranking heroes in Marvel Rivals. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The heroes in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Black Widow. Alright, let's talk about Black Widow. Now, I know she's a fan favorite in the Marvel universe, but in Marvel Rivals, she's definitely in the D tier for a reason. Her normal attacks are a mix of a melee baton and a sniper rifle, but here's the kicker. The sniper rifle doesn't even pack a punch. It's pretty much useless in tight situations, and you won't be one-shotting anyone with it. If you're expecting her to deliver that one-hit kill, you're in for a disappointment. And don't even get me started on her mobility. Black Widow is supposed to be the master of stealth, but in this game, she's just too slow to dodge or escape when things go south. You're gonna find yourself caught in ambushes or flanked more often than not, with no reliable way to get out of it. So yeah, unless you're just vibing for fun and want to roleplay as your favorite assassin, do yourself a favor and skip Black Widow in competitive mode. She's not gonna help you win anytime soon. The heroes in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Captain America, Jeff the Landshark, Mr. Fantastic, Scarlet Witch, and Squirrel Girl. Alright, let's talk about some of the heroes you'll see at the lower ranks of Marvel Rivals who are currently hanging out in the C tier. These heroes have potential, but let's be real, they need a little bit of TLC, whether that's buffs, reworks, or just a better game plan to step up their game. First up, Captain America. Cap, he's one of the classics, right? But this season, even with some health buffs, he's just not cutting it. While you'd think a guy with a shield would be a solid pick for defense, his abilities don't really deliver when it comes to shielding allies effectively. The other vanguards just have more to offer, so Cap's finding himself on the sidelines a lot more than he should. Come on Steve, we need you to do better. Next, let's chat about Jeff the Landshark. I know, he's adorable, but cute doesn't win games, folks. Jeff's ultimate has the potential to surprise enemies, sure, but that's not enough to carry him in faster competitive matches. His healing doesn't scale quickly enough to be a reliable support hero in those intense situations, so he's kind of just there. Love the shark, but it's time for a buff, don't you think? Then there's Mr. Fantastic. Now here's a hero who tried to wear two hats, tank and damage dealer, but ended up falling flat. He's stuck in this weird middle ground where he's not good enough at either role. If you want someone to soak up damage, he's not durable enough. If you're looking for a damage dealer, he can't dish out enough pain. This hybrid approach? Yeah, it's not really working out for Reed Richards right now. Oh, and we can't forget about Scarlet Witch. She's a powerful hero, no doubt, but her damage over time ability takes its sweet time to really kick in. On top of that, a competent healer can pretty much cancel her dot out before it does any serious damage. Plus, her ultimate needs help from other heroes like Doctor Strange to really shine. She's a bit too reliant on her teammates, and in lower ranks, that can be a tough sell when you need more independent power. And then there's Squirrel Girl. Now, Squirrel Girl isn't exactly bad, but let's just say she's the easiest character to pick up if you're new to the game. Her AoE primary attack can help protect support heroes, but it's not anything flashy. While she's definitely got a niche role, she doesn't offer much else to elevate her beyond the C tier. It's like she's the perfect chill character for those who like to sit back, but she's not going to carry your team to victory on her own. Each of these heroes has something special about them, but they just need a little extra oomph to become a true force in Marvel Rivals. Maybe some buffs here, a rework there, and they could easily climb the ranks. Until then though, they're stuck in the C tier, where they just can't quite keep up with the heavy hitters of the game. Here's hoping we'll see some improvement soon, because these heroes have potential. They just need a little more love from the devs. The heroes in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: Black Panther, Groot, Iron Fist, Loki, Mantis, Moon Knight, Penny Parker, Star-Lord, Thor, Venom, and Wolverine. Alright, listen up, because things have been shaken this season in Marvel Rivals. Some heroes got nerfed, some got buffed, and others are just vibing in the middle. We're talking about the B tier crew, heroes who can still pop off in the right hands, but just don't have that S tier dominance. So, if you're thinking, should I pick Black Panther? Is Moon Knight actually good now? Why does Thor feel meh? Well, sit tight, because we're breaking it all down. First up, Black Panther. Yeah, I know, it hurts. He was a menace before, but the recent nerfs hit his survivability hard. You'll probably see fewer Panthers pouncing around in competitive play, which is kinda sad. But hey, if you're a die-hard BP main, you can still make him work. It's just not gonna be as easy. Now let's talk about Groot, because this guy is still a solid pick, especially if you love playing around choke points. His walls? Annoying as ever. You can trap enemies, split teams, and basically be the worst nightmare of anyone trying to rush in. Just don't expect him to be the main tank. He shines best as a secondary frontline. Moving on, we got Loki, and listen, his real magic isn't in his tricks, it's in his ultimate. Being able to mirror any character in the match, that's some next level mind game, namas. Imagine copying an enemy's top tier hero at the perfect moment. That's how you really mess with the enemy team. Moon Knight fans, you finally got some love. His ultimate ability got buffed, so he's way scarier in team fights now. The only problem? His anks still take forever to come back, so you gotta play smart. If you waste your cooldowns, you're gonna feel useless real quick. And then there's Venom. Yeah, this monster got a nice little buff to his ultimate, and it shows. He's already a mobile tank, but now he's even better at diving backlines and ruining a support stay. If you're tired of getting kited as Wolverine, Venom might be your new best friend. Speaking of Wolverine, let's be real, his damage is insane. Like, actually ridiculous for a melee hero. But the problem? Good players know how to kite him. If you can't close the gap, you're just gonna get poked to death by ranged duelists. So, if you're gonna play Logan, you better know how to move. And finally, we got Star-Lord. Hit and run players, this is your guy. He's slippery, he's got solid mobility, and his ultimate? Lethal against squishy supports. He's not meta breaking, but if you like diving in, causing chaos, and getting out before they can touch you, Star-Lord is still a solid pick. So yeah, that's the B tier roundup for this season. These heroes all have their moments, but if you want to climb the ranks, you gotta know their strengths and weaknesses. Let me know in the comments, who are you maining this season? And do you think any of these heroes deserve to be higher on the list? The heroes in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: Adam Warlock, Cloak and Dagger, Hawkeye, Invisible Woman, Magic, Magneto, Namor, Rocket Raccoon, Spider-Man, The Punisher, and Winter Soldier. Alright, let's get into it. If you've been grinding Marvel Rivals lately, you probably noticed some heroes stepping up their game in the latest update. And today we're talking about the A tier heroes, the ones that may not be completely broken like the S tier picks, but can still dominate when played right. So, if you're looking for a strong hero that doesn't get banned every match, stick around because this list has some serious powerhouses. First up, we've got Adam Warlock. Now, I won't sugarcoat it. He's not the easiest hero to play, but if you can master his kit, his ultimate ability is insanely clutch. It revives allies with invincibility for a short time. Yep, you heard that right. Imagine your teammate getting back up, completely untouchable, and turning the fight around. If you're someone who loves high-risk, high-reward heroes, Adam Warlock is your guy. Moving on to a fan-favorite duo, Cloak and Dagger. These two have always been a solid pick, but with the latest buff to their ultimate ability, Eternal Bond, they just got even better. They now have 4 dashes instead of 3, meaning they can zip around the battlefield even more, healing allies and messing with enemy vision. If you like playing a hero that's both supportive and incredibly annoying for the enemy team, you're gonna love them this season. Now, let's talk about Hawkeye. This guy is a beast in the right hands. He's actually the only hero in the game that can one-shot enemies, but here's the catch, you need insane aim. If you can hit your shots consistently, Hawkeye is an absolute nightmare for squishy targets. So, if you're a cracked FPS player who loves skill-based heroes, Hawkeye might be your new main. Speaking of annoying heroes, let's not forget Spider-Man. Now, he's definitely got a learning curve, but once you get the hang of his movement, he becomes an absolute menace. He's one of the best flankers in the game, constantly harassing backlines and setting up nasty plays. If you're the kind of player who loves mobility and making life miserable for the enemy support, Spider-Man is so worth learning. One hero that really popped off after the update is Namor. His turret placements are way better now, making him a fantastic pick for controlling objectives and shutting down flankers. If you've ever been frustrated by enemies constantly sneaking around, Namor is the answer. His turrets do a great job of covering blind spots and forcing enemies to play on your terms. Of course, we can't talk about A tier without mentioning the Punisher. He's hands down one of the most versatile heroes in the game. Whether you're playing aggressively, holding objectives, or supporting your team, he just works. His kit is so adaptable that he feels strong in almost every situation. So, if you're unsure who to pick, the Punisher is always a safe bet. And finally, we've got Winter Soldier. His hook is an absolute game changer. It can disrupt enemy formations, pull key targets out of position, and set up easy kills. Plus, his ultimate ability is perfect for clearing out objectives, making him a fantastic pick for ranked play. If you love heroes that can control the battlefield with well-timed abilities, Winter Soldier is definitely worth picking up. So, there you have it. A-tier heroes that are one step away from completely taking over the meta. Whether you want to revive teammates, control objectives, or just be an absolute pain to the enemy team, there's a hero here for you. Let me know in the comments, who's your favorite A-tier pick this season? And if you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Marvel Rivals content. The heroes in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Doctor Strange, Healer, Hulk, Iron Man, Lunar Snow, Psylocke, and Storm. Alright, listen up, because things are getting wild in Marvel Rivals. Some heroes are holding strong at the top, while others are making big moves. If you haven't been paying attention, now's the time, because we're breaking down the absolute best of the best. These are the S-tier heroes, the ones dominating every match, frustrating opponents, and basically deciding who wins and who loses. Let's get into it. First up, we've got Doctor Strange, the ultimate game changer. His shield, absolute lifesaver. His portal ability, annoying if you're on the receiving end, but if you're the one using it, oh, it's chef's kiss. And don't even get me started on his ultimate. It's one of those abilities that can completely turn a fight around if used right. You see that giant magic circle? Yeah, you better run. Then there's Hela, who's still an absolute monster in duels. If you get caught in her range, just accept your fate. Most non-Vanguard heroes are getting deleted in 2 to 3 hits. And her ultimate, one of the best zoning tools in the game. You don't walk into Hela's domain unless you're ready to regret every decision that led you there. The Hulk might have taken a nerf this season, but let's be real, he's still the best Vanguard out there. You want someone to soak up damage and keep your backline safe? Hulk's your guy. He's a walking tank with fists the size of your ego, and if you're thinking about taking him head on, you better bring your whole team, or a miracle. Now, let's talk about Iron Man. Wait. No, actually, let's talk about Lunar Snow because she is the best strategist in the game. If you're running an aggressive lineup, Luna is the perfect support. She controls the battlefield, sets up plays, and keeps the pressure on. Basically, she's the one making sure your team's big plays actually work. And speaking of big plays, Psylocke is out here making flankers look way too good. Her range primary attack means she doesn't even have to get too close to be a problem. And her ultimate, a defensive and offensive powerhouse. Whether she's holding an objective or wiping out key targets, Psylocke is just built for clutch moments. Then we have the biggest glow up of the season, Storm. She went from being a solid pick to an absolute menace. The recent buffs gave her more damage, a stronger ultimate, and, when combined with this season's bonus, she's practically a storm of destruction. If Storm is on the enemy team, expect lightning to ruin your day. So, there you have it, your S-tier heroes for this season. If you're not using them, you're making life harder for yourself. If you are using them, well, enjoy the free wins. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.